thimble sits beside the copper spoon, counting dust specks in the quiet room. My own reflection in the window glass watches idle hours slowly pass. Nobody told me how the quiet feels when all the noise inside your head reveals that every promise made in summer rain was just a temporary kind of pain. Paperbacks are leaning out of line, marking pages from a different time. A pair of scissors resting on the cloth, waiting for a sudden spell to cast. Silence weighs heavier than spoken truth, stealing the remnants of reckless youth. Nobody told me how the quiet feels when all the noise inside your head reveals that every promise made in summer rain was just a temporary kind of pain. A distant siren splits the pavement roar while you are pacing holes into my floor. We talk in circles till the teacups crack and wonder if the past is coming back. Pull the curtains, let the city burn. Some roads were never meant for us to turn. I pour the wine and watch the levels sink. We are much stronger than we like to think. The kitchen clock is ticking loud and slow. There is no place that either one should go. You trace a circle on the dusty wood and say you tried your best to do some good. We hold our breath and wait for dawn to break, for anything that time cannot untake. Pull the curtains, let the city burn. Some roads were never meant for us to turn. I pour the wine and watch the levels sink. We are much stronger than we like to think. warm flower hangs heavy in the midnight draft, where Martha needs the dough alone. She wears a flower-stained apron, tied so tight, and hums a wordless tune she's always known. Baking bread through the silent hours, while the whole town sleeps away the night. Soft hands shaping every heavy loaf, waiting for the world to start its light. The brick oven roars with a steady flame. She checks the copper timer on the wall. 30 years behind this wooden counter now. She answers every early baker's call. The rising heat protects her from the chill of empty rooms she left behind her still. Baking bread through the silent hours, while the whole town sleeps away the night. Soft hands shaping every heavy loaf, waiting for the world to start its light. A stray thought cracks the quiet room. The projector whirs against the wall. Grainy footage plays a beach in June, while winter shadows start to fall. Celluloid spins in the silver glare. Dust motes dance in the amber light. Projector flickers on the vacant chair. We are running through the dark tonight. A sudden cut to a crowded street. Car horns echo through the tin speakers. Celluloid heat on the worn-out seat. Cigarette smoke blurring out the features. The shutter jams on a half-closed smile, freezing the frame for a little while. Celluloid spins in the silver glare. Dust motes dance in the amber light. Projector flickers on the vacant chair. We are running through the dark tonight. Where do all the left socks go when dryers stop spinning? A quiet room of dust motes breathing on the floor. Heavy velvet drapes keep out the autumn evening, while half a memory sits beside a slammed door. Stained glass windows shatter into quiet blues. Nothing stays the way it looks when you decide to choose. Papers scattered down the hallway in the draft. We built a sinking ship and called it a craft. Nickel coins and ticket stubs accumulate in jars, proving that we spent our time on ordinary things. Outside the kitchen window, trucks blur past the bars, carrying the weight of what a passing Tuesday brings. Shadows stretch across the linoleum floor till I can't tell the ceiling from the open door. Stained glass windows shatter into quiet blues. Nothing stays the way it looks when you decide to choose. Papers scattered down the hallway in the draft. We built a sinking ship and called it a craft. The weight of the chair pressed hard into the floor while you practice the speeches you never let drop. I tried to rewrite every rule at the door, believing the spinning would someday just stop. Look at us now through the smoke of the past. We were a fragile house built out of glass. I forgive you the storms that you brought to the frame. We were too young to handle the heat of the flame. You carry the silence like stones in your coat, afraid that a whisper would shatter the glass. I swallowed the words that could keep us afloat and watched all our better tomorrows pass. Time took the edge from the anger we knew, leaving me gentle at last. Look at us now through the smoke of the past. We were a fragile house built out of glass. I forgive you the storms that you brought to the frame. We were too young to handle the heat amber spills across the cold, wet concrete, while you ask me if the schedule's running late. Neither of us has a destination written, only 30 minutes left until the gate. Strangers talking in the damp night air, nowhere else to be, nothing left to share. Passing moments carved in sudden light, before we vanish in the city night. You offer half a stale vanilla wafer, mention how the tunnel smells of rain. I wonder who you left behind in winter, before you boarded up your heart again. The diesel engine groans along the iron track. We share a glance and never look back. Strangers talking in the damp night air, nowhere else to be, nothing left to share. Passing moments carved in sudden light, before we vanish in the city night. What you said yesterday lingered near the hallway coat. 3 dry leaves stuck to the rubber of your boot. An old blue mug sits tilted in the kitchen sink. That small crack in the glass finally grew to the rim. Small details add up when the afternoon slows down. Shadows stretch long across the wooden floorboards. I notice the clock has gained exactly 4 minutes. Nothing is heavy until you try to lift it. Your spare house key rests inside the ceramic bowl. Dust settled thickly on the paperback book you brought. A pigeon pecked twice at the crumb on the balcony rail. We never did paint over that smudge by the frame. Quiet rooms hold on to things longer than people do. Every corner keeps a record of how you moved. Small details add up when the afternoon slows down. Shadows stretch along across the wooden floorboards. I notice the clock has gained exactly 4 minutes. Nothing is heavy until you try to lift it. scratching against my collarbone. A winter coat bought in a crowded town. Fingers tracing seams of a heavy coat before the snow began to fall and drown. Every street lamp hums a tune we used to know. Shadows lengthen while the afternoon lets go. Nothing stays the way it carved itself in stone, except the warmth of silk against skin alone. Heavy flannel folded on an empty chair, a faded hem that brushed against the floor. Scents of cedar lingering in stagnant air behind a hinge that does not creak anymore. Threads can fray, but colors refuse to fade, bound by choices that our younger hands made. Every street lamp hums a tune we used to know. Shadows lengthen while the afternoon lets go. Nothing stays the way it carved itself in stone, except the warmth of silk against skin alone. Four digits glow against the dark kitchen wall, marking the decade we traded the city for grass. My hands stir the chamomile slow in the pot, waiting for gears that I no longer need to outrun. We traded the rush for a porch in the shade, watching the mailman collect what we never sent. Peace is a quiet that settles in bone when the race is a story you finished and closed. Your steps on the floorboards are slower today, carrying history right in the curve of your spine. We sit by the window and talk of the wheat, laughing at shadows we worried about in our prime. The minutes stretch out like a river grown wide, nothing to chase on the other side. We traded the rush for a porch in the shade, watching the mailman collect what we never sent. Peace is a quiet that settles in bone when the race is a story you finished and closed. Ceramic thimbles gather dust near the kettle rim, a quiet corner where the floorboards sink low. I trace the pattern of a winter long grown dim, and watch the shadows stretch across the old dido. Heavy patience pulls the air down slow. Every heartbeat learns a different beat. Nothing here is waiting for a show, just the steady rhythm of retreat. Paper napkins yellow in the kitchen drawer, notes from winters no one cares to read. I sweep the ashes from the parlor floor and tend the garden of a quiet need. Silence settles deep within the wood, speaking truths I never understood. Heavy patience pulls the air down slow. Every heartbeat learns a different beat. Nothing here is waiting for a show, just the steady rhythm of retreat. Heavy velvet drapes across my trembling palm, while the clock ticks backward on the painted wall. Traffic murmurs softly through the pouring rain, and my racing thoughts begin to lose their calm. Counting every second till the floorboards speak, running through the maze inside my dizzy head. Nothing makes a bit of sense by midweek, wondering if I should just stay in bed. Coffee cups pile high beside the kitchen sink, while the radio plays a tune from long ago. Every little shadow makes me pause and think, watching how the heavy evening shadows grow, spinning round and round without a place to rest, hiding from the questions beating in my chest. Counting every second till the floorboards speak, running through the maze inside my dizzy head. Nothing makes a bit of sense by midweek, wondering in bed. Burnt resin clings to damp November air, while Martha climbs the ladder in the hall. She counts the cracks across the plaster square and measures out the wallpaper to fall. Paintbrushes dry beside the kitchen sink before the daylight gives up on the pain. She builds a fortress out of brick and ink and washes all the summer down the drain. A heavy coat is hanging by the latch, too stiff to fold, too old to throw away. She takes a razor blade to scrape the patch and leaves the past to whiten in the gray. No sudden knock disturbs the painted wood. She finishes the job she knew she could. Paintbrushes dry beside the kitchen sink before the daylight gives up on the pain. She builds a fortress out of brick and ink and washes all the summer down the drain. Sudden memory splits the heavy room. Projector hums against the plaster wall. We sat here while the feature film played out before the dialogue began to stall. Headlights sweep across the ceiling fan. Parking brakes are clicking in the street. Celluloid is burning in the gate. Shadows stretch across the concrete seat. The ticket stub is fading in my palm. Popcorn kernels scatter on the floor. Credits roll in silence down the screen. Footsteps echo outward through the door. Reels spin empty in the metal box. Projector lamp burns out against the dark. Headlights sweep across the ceiling fan. Parking brakes are clicking in the street. Celluloid is burning in the gate. Shadows stretch across the concrete seat. brass thimble sits beside the copper spoon, counting dust specks in the quiet room. My own reflection in the window glass watches idle hours slowly pass. Nobody told me how the quiet feels when all the noise inside your head reveals that every promise made in summer rain was just a temporary kind of pain. Paperbacks are leaning out of line, marking pages from a different time. A pair of scissors resting on the cloth, waiting for a sudden spell to cast. Silence weighs heavier than spoken truth, stealing the remnants of reckless youth. Nobody told me how the quiet feels when all the noise inside your head reveals that every promise made in summer rain was just a temporary kind of pain. A distant siren splits the pavement roar while you are pacing holes into my floor. We talk in circles till the teacups crack and wonder if the past is coming back. Pull the curtains, let the city burn. Some roads were never meant for us to turn. I pour the wine and watch the levels sink. We are much stronger than we like to think. The kitchen clock is ticking loud and slow. There is no place that either one should go. You trace a circle on the dusty wood and say you tried your best to do some good. We hold our breath and wait for dawn to break, for anything that time cannot untake. Pull the curtains, let the city burn. Some roads were never meant for us to turn. I pour the wine and watch the levels sink. We are much stronger than we like to think. coffee in the midnight draft, where Martha kneads the dough alone. She wears a flower-stained apron, tied so tight, and hums a wordless tune she's always known. Baking bread through the silent hours, while the whole town sleeps away the night. Soft hands shaping every heavy loaf, waiting for the world to start its light. The brick oven roars with a steady flame. She checks the copper timer on the wall. 30 years behind this wooden counter now. She answers every early baker's call. The rising heat protects her from the chill of empty rooms she left behind her still. Baking bread through the silent hours, while the whole town sleeps away the night. Soft hands shaping every heavy loaf, waiting for the world to start its light. A stray thought cracks the quiet room. The projector whirs against the wall. Grainy footage plays a beach in June, while winter shadows start to fall. Celluloid spins in the silver glare. Dust motes dance in the amber light. Projector flickers on the vacant chair. We are running through the dark tonight. A sudden cut to a crowded street. Car horns echo through the tin speakers. Celluloid heat on the worn-out seat. Cigarette smoke blurring out the features. The shutter jams on a half-closed smile, freezing the frame for a little while. Celluloid spins in the silver glare. Dust motes dance in the amber light. Projector flickers on the vacant chair. We are running through the dark tonight. Where do all the left socks go when dryers stop spinning? A quiet room of dust motes breathing on the floor. Heavy velvet drapes keep out the autumn evening, while half a memory sits beside a slammed door. Stained glass windows shatter into quiet blues. Nothing stays the way it looks when you decide to choose. Papers scattered down the hallway in the draft. We built a sinking ship and called it a craft. Nickel coins and ticket stubs accumulate in jars, proving that we spent our time on ordinary things. Outside the kitchen window, trucks blur past the bars, carrying the weight of what a passing Tuesday brings. Shadows stretch across the linoleum floor till I can't tell the ceiling from the open door. Stained glass windows shatter into quiet blues. Nothing stays the way it looks when you decide to choose. Papers scattered down the hallway in the draft. We built a sinking ship and called it a craft. The weight of the chair pressed hard into the floor while you practice the speeches you never let drop. I tried to rewrite every rule at the door, believing the spinning would someday just stop. Look at us now through the smoke of the past. We were a fragile house built out of glass. I forgive you the storms that you brought to the frame. We were too young to handle the heat of the flame. You carry the silence like stones in your coat, afraid that a whisper would shatter the glass. I swallowed the words that could keep us afloat and watched all our better tomorrows pass. Time took the edge from the anger we knew, leaving me gentle at last. Look at us now through the smoke of the past. We were a fragile house built out of glass. I forgive you the storms that you brought to the frame. We were too young to handle the heat spills across the cold, wet concrete, while you ask me if the schedule's running late. Neither of us has a destination written. Only 30 minutes left until the gate. Strangers talking in the damp night air. Nowhere else to be, nothing left to share. Passing moments carved in sudden light. Before we vanish in the city night. You offer half a stale vanilla wafer. Mention how the tunnel smells of rain. I wonder who you left behind in winter, before you boarded up your heart again. The diesel engine groans along the iron track. We share a glance and never look back. Strangers talking in the damp night air. Nowhere else to be, nothing left to share. Passing moments carved in sudden light. Before we vanish in the city night. What you said yesterday lingered near the hallway coat. 3 dry leaves stuck to the rubber of your boot. An old blue mug sits tilted in the kitchen sink. That small crack in the glass finally grew to the rim. Small details add up when the afternoon slows down. Shadows stretch long across the wooden floorboards. I notice the clock has gained exactly 4 minutes. Nothing is heavy until you try to lift it. Your spare house key rests inside the ceramic bowl. Dust settled thickly on the paperback book you brought. A pigeon pecked twice at the crumb on the balcony rail. We never did paint over that smudge by the frame. Quiet rooms hold on to things longer than people do. Every corner keeps a record of how you moved. Small details add up when the afternoon slows down. Shadows stretch long across the wooden floorboards. I notice the clock has gained exactly 4 minutes. Nothing is heavy until you try to lift it. rough wool scratching against my collarbone, a winter coat bought in a crowded town, fingers tracing seams of a heavy coat before the snow began to fall and drown. Every street lamp hums a tune we used to know. Shadows lengthen while the afternoon lets go. Nothing stays the way it carved itself in stone, except the warmth of silk against skin alone. Heavy flannel folded on an empty chair, a faded hem that brushed against the floor, scents of cedar lingering in stagnant air, behind a hinge that does not creak anymore. Threads can fray, but colors refuse to fade, bound by choices that our younger hands made. Every street lamp hums a tune we used to know. Shadows lengthen while the afternoon lets go. Nothing stays the way it carved itself in stone, except the warmth of silk against skin alone. Four digits glow against the dark kitchen wall, marking the decade we traded the city for grass. My hands stir the chamomile slow in the pot, waiting for gears that I no longer need to outrun. We traded the rush for a porch in the shade, watching the mailman collect what we never sent. Peace is a quiet that settles in bone when the race is a story you finished and closed. Your steps on the floorboards are slower today, carrying history right in the curve of your spine. We sit by the window and talk of the wheat, laughing at shadows we worried about in our prime. The minutes stretch out like a river grown wide, nothing to chase on the other side. We traded the rush for a porch in the shade, watching the mailman collect what we never sent. Peace is a quiet that settles in bone when the race is a story you finished and closed. Ceramic thimbles gather dust near the kettle rim, a quiet corner where the floorboards sink low. I trace the pattern of a winter long grown dim, and watch the shadows stretch across the old dido. Heavy patience pulls the air down slow. Every heartbeat learns a different beat. Nothing here is waiting for a show, just the steady rhythm of retreat. Paper napkins yellow in the kitchen drawer, notes from winters no one cares to read. I sweep the ashes from the parlor floor and tend the garden of a quiet need. Silence settles deep within the wood, speaking truths I never understood. Heavy patience pulls the air down slow. Every heartbeat learns a different beat. Nothing here is waiting for a show, just the steady rhythm of retreat. Heavy velvet drapes across my trembling palm, while the clock ticks backward on the painted wall. Traffic murmurs softly through the pouring rain, and my racing thoughts begin to lose their calm. Counting every second till the floorboards speak, running through the maze inside my dizzy head. Nothing makes a bit of sense by midweek, wondering if I should just stay in bed. Coffee cups pile high beside the kitchen sink, while the radio plays a tune from long ago. Every little shadow makes me pause and think, watching how the heavy evening shadows grow, spinning round and round without a place to rest, hiding from the questions beating in my chest. Counting every second till the floorboards speak, running through the maze inside my dizzy head. Nothing makes a bit of sense by midweek, wondering if Burnt resin clings to damp November air, while Martha climbs the ladder in the hall. She counts the cracks across the plaster square and measures out the wallpaper to fall. Paintbrushes dry beside the kitchen sink before the daylight gives up on the pain. She builds a fortress out of brick and ink and washes all the summer down the drain. A heavy coat is hanging by the latch, too stiff to fold, too old to throw away. She takes a razor blade to scrape the patch and leaves the past to whiten in the gray. No sudden knock disturbs the painted wood. She finishes the job she knew she could. Paintbrushes dry beside the kitchen sink before the daylight gives up on the pain. She builds a fortress out of brick and ink and washes all the summer down the drain. Sudden memory splits the heavy room. Projector hums against the plaster wall. We sat here while the feature film played out before the dialogue began to stall. Headlights sweep across the ceiling fan. Parking brakes are clicking in the street. Celluloid is burning in the gate. Shadows stretch across the concrete seat. The ticket stub is fading in my palm. Popcorn kernels scatter on the floor. Credits roll in silence down the screen. Footsteps echo outward through the door. Reels spin empty in the metal box. Projector lamp burns out against the dark. Headlights sweep across the ceiling fan. Parking brakes are clicking in the street.